Hey, welcome to episode number 46 of Escape the J Curve. I am your host, Rohan, and I am hoping whoever's listening into this episode, you guys are all doing well, your family is safe, you're all healthy, and the COVID scenario is not impacting you as badly as it is the rest of the world. Today, I think it's a very long day for me because it's the fourth day of my 7-day fast, and so yesterday was day 3, and when I'm usually fasting, day 3 is the worst for me in terms of energy and things like that. When I hit day 3 of the fasting, I'm usually depleted of all energy. And that's the first 3 days. I think the body is getting used to the lack of calories, and it's used to eating high amount of calories but 0 calories for 3 days. On the end of 3 days, the body is trying to send you a message that eat or else. But if you get through it, the 4th day is the best. You are not as hungry, or that's my case anyway. I'm not as hungry. I wake up with a lot of energy, with a lot of focus. My inflammations and joint pains, if I have any, they start to go down and things like that. And 4, 5, 6, 7 are gets easier. You don't need as much food. You are not dehydrated. The energy is back up. You can work out. You can go for a walk. You can focus on your work and things like that. And so what I'm doing is no food fasting for 7 days. I'm not allowed to eat anything. All I can get into my system is just water, maybe some minerals through salts and lemon water, and that's it. Maybe some green juices, but no solid food. So I'm going to do it for another 3 days, and fasting is great. I think people can give it a shot. People who are listening in, you can try fasting. It has been scientifically proven to improve metabolism, improve growth hormone secretion and things like that, which is very counterintuitive. People, when they think of fasting, they think that their metabolism is going to go down, they're going to feel lethargic, they're going to lose muscles because less production of human growth hormone and things like that. And human growth hormone is the thing that stimulates muscle growth. And it's very, very counterintuitive that when you are fasting, it goes up, the human growth hormone production. This is really strange, but it has been scientifically proven. And I'm going to link a scientific study in the description, which highlights all the benefits of fasting. Improved metabolism, lower blood pressure, lower inflammation, reduced chance of neurodegenerative disorders, delayed aging, increased secretion of human growth hormone and things like that. I'm going to leave the study in the description, so people who want to give fasting a shot, you can check it out. Of course, speak and consult with your doctor. If you have any pre-existing conditions, do not try fasting without advice from your regular doctor. But I know it helps me out a lot, especially before I try out a new diet regime or a new exercise regime. It helps me cleanse out my system, where I'm at system is reset, and I can go on with my new diet and I get the best results. And the good thing about it is, although I was tempted to eat today, a couple of my friends came over after a long time. Like, I'm seeing them, I think after 5 or 6 months. I didn't see them after the lockdown, the quarantine began, and after 6 or so months, they came over to my place and we were just laughing our asses off. It was so much fun, and they ordered food, and I was tempted to eat with them. I think eating is more like a social thing. With you sit down with the people that you really like and you enjoy good conversations and you eat. But thankfully I managed to I did not eat. I did not give in to the temptation. And yeah, so day 4, 3 more days to go, and I am going to start my strict workout and diet regime after that. Let's see how it goes. Fingers crossed. But I am super excited about one thing today. My book's finally available on all the Kindle marketplaces: India, Brazil, Germany, Italy, Netherlands, USA, Canada, Australia, name it, and my book is available. And I am going to leave the links to each of the marketplaces where the book's available in the episode description today, and I hope you give it a look. I'm thinking about doing so my book's going to be available for free from the 1st to the 5th of September. So if you're looking to check the book out, but you're in a cash crunch, I really understand. We are all impacted by the COVID thing, and we are really looking at our money really, really closely, but it's okay. You have the opportunity to get the book for free from the 1st to the 5th of September on the links available below. But just one request: if you do get the book for free on Kindle from the 1st of September to the 5th of September, please leave a review. That will help me out a lot. I honestly would, getting good reviews or getting reviews for a book goes a long way in the future sales and getting it across to more people. That's how the Amazon algorithm works. So, and also, if you get the book for free and if you like it, please recommend it to your friends. It's going to be really, really helpful to me. Okay, that being said, I'm just going to go through what my book is all about, and I am going to give you a preview of the chapter 4 of my book. So, as I said in a couple of previous episodes, that my book is about how to efficiently use the extra time that you have available in the COVID-19 scenario to really go after, some of your bad habits that you want to get rid of, good habits that you want to build, something creative that you want to do, like write a book, launch a music, launch a podcast, or whatever that it is that you have been wanting to do for a long time, but just could not do it. I think COVID-19 is the best time to get it started, because we don't have a lot of responsibilities right now. There are a lot of things that we had to do. For example, driving to work 2 hours every day, that doesn't happen anymore. We are all working from home, and we can all use this time to do something big. And I lay out a 6-step process to, in my opinion, which I found helps me out when I'm trying to do something big. What are the things that I need to do, and what are the things that I need to fix before I want to go after big goals? Okay, so let me give you a preview of chapter 4 of the book. Chapters 1, 2, and 3 have already been previewed in the previous episode. So if you're interested on what these chapters are about, you can just go back and listen to the previous episodes. And when I think of chapter 4, or what I want to, the point that I want to get across in chapter 4 is, I see a lot of self-sabotaging in people, man. Like, for example, a couple of years back, a very close friend of mine, we were traveling. We're in a very beautiful place, and we were just having so much fun. So it was a bunch of my closest friends, 4 or 5 people, and we were just there having fun. But there was this one guy who was not there with us. He was like really sad, really depressed, really thinking about something that he wasn't enjoying himself as much as he should, because we're in a holiday and in such a beautiful place. There was beaches, amazing seafood, all the alcohol, and beautiful people all around, but he wasn't really focused. He was in his head and he was thinking about something. So what I knew was he was going through a breakup, a really tough situation. I understand, but all of the other friends agreed with me that this relationship wasn't the best for him. And we all have these situations where people do so many things to hurt their chances in life, like, ruining their lives with consumption of alcohol and drugs, going back into toxic relationships again and again, not trying to improve their careers. They would do some really stupid thing like, shouting at their bosses or quitting before finding another job, and not moving because, if the job demands that the person moves, but they don't want to move for some crazy reason. And people screw themselves up over and over again and sabotage their results in their lives, and that fascinated me for a long time. And I found that the case to be for myself as well. So I remember I've started so many businesses, and in certain businesses, what I would do is I would just make it really difficult for myself to succeed. I would not do the most important tasks that I had to get done for the business to survive or for the business to thrive. I would focus on other things. I would focus on what is the criticism I'm getting. I would focus on what my friends thought of the business, what my parents thought of the business. And obviously, if you're not focused when you're trying to build a business, it's never going to work. And if you're, if you're distracted and pulled into different activities and not doing the essential things that you need to do to get the business up and running, it's never going to work. So I've seen that so many times that, I would start off really well in some of my goals, whatever it may be, business goals, relationship goals, weight loss goals, money making goals, discipline goals, bad habit goals. I would get started, I would get some success, but after a certain point, I would quit and I would get back to the situation I started out from. And I think this was around 2017, and I was working on a business, but it wasn't going very well. And I was like, okay, why do people do this? Why am I doing this to myself? I know this is a good opportunity. I should be working on it, and I should be making it successful. What's wrong? Why am I not focused on this? And then somebody recommended a book called Psycho-Cybernetics to me. And then it all clicked. It was amazing. Like it was almost like it was what I needed at that point. The book Psycho-Cybernetics, and I read the book. It sounds odd, the name Psycho-Cybernetics. People might think that it has to deal with craziness and things like that, but it's not. What Psycho-Cybernetics talks about is here's a surgeon, a plastic surgeon, Mr. Maxwell Maltz, who performs surgeries on people, but they seem to not change. Like they think if they thought that they were really ugly before the surgery doesn't help them much. They still consider themselves to be ugly. So what Maxwell Maltz thought, this is nothing to do with how they look. This is everything to do with what they think, how they look. So it's something internal, not external. And then this is an old book. This is written around, I think, 1950s or 1960s. And this is not recommended in the self-help community, but I think it's a very important self-help book and everybody must read it. Okay. And what Maxwell Maltz found, that people generally have a negative self-image of themselves. So what they think of themselves subconsciously is not reality. They had a very distorted view of themselves, which is, probably related to bullying in school, or how their teachers treated them, or how their friends treated them, or some mistake they made growing up and they could not forgive themselves for it, and things like that. People hold that within them and into their adult life, and that screws up their expectations of what they should achieve. So it sets a cap on how much money they should be making. So for example, if you say that you want to make $1 million, but at the age of 11 you made a mistake that you still hold shame and guilt for, then you might think that you do not deserve to make $1 million. And that's what the subconscious self-image is all about. And that's what I highlight or talk about in the 4th chapter of my book. What is self-image? How do you identify if you have a negative self-image, and if your self-image is holding you back? And how do you change your self-image so you can finally go after your biggest and wildest dreams? You're not limited by the mistakes you made when you were 13 or 14 or 17 or 29 or whatever it is. I think this is a key step to building something big, to transforming yourself, to go after more and live a much more fulfilled life. So I spent a lot of time researching self-esteem and self-image around that time when I read the book, and I lay out all my research and my findings in the 4th chapter of the book. So I highly recommend that you go and look at the book on any marketplace, on Amazon, and if you think it's interesting to you, give it a shot. Or if you have some sort of a money crunch, wait till the 1st of September to give it a read. It's called the 76-day lockdown guide. The links to all the marketplaces where it's available is left in the description. And I think you will find this book very valuable. I have learned a lot from my life experiences and from my research, and I've put it all down in the book of how to transform yourself for the better. Why don't transformations work, and why the COVID-19 is the best time to transform yourself to a version which is much better than it was in 2019. Okay, thanks for listening in. It was a fun episode and a very, very fun day. I would catch up with you tomorrow with episode number 47, where I talk about chapter 5 of the book. Thank you so much for listening in. Listen, thanks so much for listening to the episode. I really appreciate it. Now, if you think you have got any value out of this episode, please make sure to engage with the content. My podcast is available on all of the platforms like Spotify, like Apple Podcast, Google Podcasts, Breaker, and it's also even available on YouTube. So if you got some value out of this content, please like, please subscribe, please leave a comment, or please download and share it with someone who would get value out of this. That's all I ask. Thank you so much.